Zotz is a go. I repeat, Zotz is a go.
Zotz is a go. Oh God, I wonder how much preamble there was. Hey everyone, welcome to this completely normal episode of Left Trek. I'm Eric from Left Trek. I'm a gatherer. I'm just a smelly guy in space, and I am joined by Zotz, who for no reason we're gonna skip over right now. Zotz,
who is definitely very real.
Oh, he fell asleep during the episode.
Zotz is.
I'm not gonna lie, I totally fell asleep during the episode.
Yeah, you totally did, Zotz. Yeah, you totally did.
I fell asleep and I woke up.
Me too, buddy. Me too.
I think so. Like, see, what's the last thing I remember before like losing consciousness?
Yeah, totally.
What is it, Zotz? What is the last thing?
What is it? Tell us.
Kroll or whatever the fuck that Crom, whatever the fuck that dude's name
Conan.
is.
Kroll from Conan
was brought on board the bridge.
You mean Brule? You're talking about Brule.
I think it's probably Crawl, actually. I think he's probably talking about Crawl.
Whatever.
Or maybe Crom. It could be Crom from...
Dog, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. The fucking main dude that was the main negotiator for the fucking...
Brule! You're talking about Brule!
Brule! Yeah, Zotz.
Who the fuck, the guy that was brought on board the ship who fucking Riker had to save his life? That guy. The only guy that was brought on the ship.
Brule! Son.
His name is Brule!
Oh. What's the episode's name? Fuck this.
Go. My name is Nikatine.
I'm so mad right now. What is this? Stop for your fucking
gaslighting.
Proximity alert. Vessel approaching. The vessel is hailing.
Space.
Warning. Warp core collapse in 10 seconds.
What's the name?
Zotz is definitely very real, and my name is Nikatine. Veronica Nikatine Ripley.
We may for no reason do an intro again later on. Don't worry about it. Zotz, could you turn yourself up just very slightly, by the way?
You're telling me, hold on, you're telling me that this dude...
Yeah, there you go.
Excellent, thank you, Zotz. Wow.
You're telling me that this dude is different than the dude he saved?
What dude?
Yeah. Yes, Zotz. Yes, they're different people.
I don't know what the fuck. Zotz is talking about here. Zotz, you were streaming.
I have no idea who this man is.
You are streaming.
So okay, yeah.
You? Yes, thank you, Zotz.
Yeah. I thought it was just this. This was all about this dude.
We're as you may have heard already, audience. I don't remember. Welcome back to Left Trek. It's been a minute.
Sure. Yeah. No, I saw that this dude die. I saw the dude fucking call Wesley a little bitch.
I remember that guy. Zotz is drunk, folks. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I did see the 10 forward thing because doesn't he come up and just drink someone else's drink?
Yeah, he comes up and drinks somebody's drink.
Drink your milkshake.
Yeah, the coolest guy in the world.
Yeah. No, there's a scene where this dude whoever the bartender in 10 forward is.
That's Guinan. You're talking about Guinan.
Pouring someone a drink, and he just comes in and just takes it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then drinks it in front of the dude.
Yeah, the coolest guy in the world.
Person ever lived.
Describing the coolest guy in the world.
And then says diplomatic immunity.
So Hammer, you can't sue. Is that so?
I didn't get to see what the fuck is this? Jesus
So
Christ.
Zotz is, of course,
What
as
is-
we all know, describing. Well, I'm describing to Zotz currently. Well, Zotz is recounting the things that he missed somehow.
I think it's a
while
poster.
he was asleep.
No, T registration.
What?
Slim fit. Wow. Tall to 6X. I hate
What?
this.
Zotz, what the fuck are you talking about, Zotz? Oh, well, I guess we'll never know. Can you guess the gimmick of this episode, listener? if you can guess the context here, please, Gesundheit. If you can guess the context here, please you sound off in the comments. We could use the engagement. We've been gone for a little while. We did a live thing where we had a bunch of our previous guests. And we played a little board game. And that was a little Star Trek board game. That was a lot of fun. I wish I was able to record it, but YouTube was being a jerk. Yeah, no, we're back here. I still can't get into the Left Trek Twitter account. I don't know why. That might cause a problem, but hey, fuck Twitter anyway.
Well, at least you've got the Left Trek Bluesky
At least I have
account.
the Left Trek.
Shut up.
Okay, this
Zotz.
goes hard.
Let's go hard.
I would wear
Let's
this.
go
Bluesky
hard.
goes super hard.
This guy rules.
I would wear the fuck out of this.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
Shut up, Zotz.
I'm very
Shut up,
confused
Zotz.
by that.
I would have this. I would even go so far as like if you put this like on like a
On a
like a
ski.
Letterman jacket
On a blue
or like on
sky
the back
ski.
of a jean jacket.
Yeah, it's called. They're
Oh
called
no,
skeets.
Zotz, you're missing this previous context for this previous conversation that we had. We discovered someone who made movie posters for every episode of TNG. Apparently they did the original series and they also did TNG, and and I forgot I was going to incorporate this in the thumbnail. The one for this one is it's very funny. The one for this one is right here. Yeah, look at that.
Weird, cool. I like
I
that.
don't know.
Nice.
Just
It looked Zotz doesn't know,
awesome.
but it looked. I mean,
what
it
the
kind of
fuck
looks.
is this?
Yeah, you're right, Zotz. It kind of does look a little weird, doesn't it?
What are the glasses?
Oh, I don't see any glasses, Zotz.
I don't see any glasses,
I don't know what you're
Zotz.
talking about.
Your brain just made
I
those
think
up,
me
buddy.
and Zotz are going to be going.
Oh, here's
Through- Yeah, let's hey Zotz, would you be willing to like fast forward yourself like 5 minutes roundabout?
About 5 minutes.
Zotz. Could you like move your brain ahead approximately 5 minutes?
Yeah. Zotz is gonna move his very real,
Dale,
not robot
20
brain
minutes
around
later.
by 5 minutes to the 13-minute mark.
Zotz, put yourself around the 13 mentally. Imagine.
Zotz is about to mentally begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
It says episode 220.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is episode 220.
No, it's
Zotz.
not episode 220. What the fuck are you talking?
Oh, I was in the middle of yes and I have no
that's
idea.
the side of Picard's. Oh, that's the side of Picard's face.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was a blob. Jesus
What?
Christ.
Very
Zotz, what
bad.
are,
Like, no, it
Zotz,
is
what the
very
fuck are you
blob-like.
talking about? Zotz, I'm gonna, you know what, Zotz, I'm gonna have to ask you to fast forward yourself another 5 minutes.
Okay, Zotz is about to fast forward by 5 minutes at this 5, 6, 7, 8, at 18:30.
we don't even need. Don't worry about it.
18:29 in 3, 2, 1.
This would all be very useful if I had the capability of doing any kind of clever editing.
Oh, no. My bad. That's not the one I want. What's the
Yeah,
one
no,
that
it's
I
not the
want?
one. It's
I
not the
want-
one you're
What
looking
the
for.
fuck are
Zotz.
you looking for, Zotz? Then, huh?
What are you
What are
looking
you
for?
looking for? Yeah,
Explain
we'll wait for you
yourself.
to answer.
Oh, this is the naked now.
Is it naked now?
The
What did
naked
you say?
Zotz is clearly talking about the naked now, which is an early episode of of Star Trek, which probably means that we need to skip forward another 5 minutes because I believe.
Gotta be fucking kidding me.
20 minutes later.
I'm probably gonna cut this whole thing out because now there's a train going by. I don't know how well that's picking up. Do you hear the train?
I can't hear a train. No, I don't hear a train.
Hear the train before. I don't know why suddenly no one can hear the train.
No, you've said there's a train, and now people are gonna start listening for a train. They're gonna be because it's all rail fans in the chat now. We've done so many. We've collaborated so often with Justin.
Is that bronze?
No, it's absolutely not bronze. What the fuck?
No, I was talking. No, do not eat. His name is Do Not Eat.
I don't know.
It's Justin Rosniak. His name is Do Not Eat.
Sorry, I was too busy having sex. I'm doing drugs.
Wow, Zotz, you're so cool. Wait, that's
so
what
cool,
you were doing
Zotz,
last time
so
we had
cool.
Do Not Eat on?
I've never played regular Minecraft.
Oh, sorry. I didn't.
Fuck that.
Modded Minecraft's
Nah.
actually pretty cool, Zotz. Maybe you should give it a try sometime. Oh, of course. Oh, I think this is okay. So this.
Doubtful.
Well, I mean, give me a fucking second, Zotz, because
There's a whole community out there, Zotz.
well,
Yeah, they like reading. They're 4, dog. They like anything. Like
Zotz.
Zotz hates.
you don't have any like cousins, nephews, second cousins.
Yeah, Zotz
Zotz
hates
hates
Minecraft
blind
players for
people.
some reason.
Zotz hates poor people. Zotz hates people that play Minecraft. Like what kind of hateful content is Zotz gonna talk about next? Well, let's find out on this episode.
Yeah, post your suggestions for Zotz's hateful spite in the chat below, or in the comments below. This is YouTube, right?
Hey,
comments below. You ever gonna hit that like and subscribe button?
Well, welcome to Left Trek, folks. We're covering the Vengeance Factor. Do you remember the Vengeance Factor? Well, if not, don't worry. We'll get to it. We'll remember it. And Zotz may be talking here about the some destroyed ass like creepy alien base that they go to. This is where the episode opens. There's another train. That's another train.
I can't hear a train. I think you're crazy.
My mic doesn't seem to be picking it up either. I'm gonna listen it back over to that, and there's gonna be some train. Mark my words. There's some train. There's some train in the background.
How children are. All right, fair enough.
No, train, not
We're
children.
talking
Train.
about trains. Children do like trains.
Try to keep up, Zotz.
I don't know. Four. Well, they're gonna be 5 in January.
Who?
5 trains in January.
But no, they're
and
pretty
500.
cool. They're
kids,
they're getting.
Zotz?
Oh god, they're hanging around me too much. They're fucking. They're turning out to. Yeah, they're becoming a real asshole. I'm not gonna lie.
Really, Zotz?
No, I'm not gonna lie. They're becoming a real asshole. Like,
What do
they're
you
just-
mean, Zotz?
Yeah, like they're like, you know, what was the other day? I picked them up from school,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, "Can we
Yeah.
go to the
Mhm.
park?"
Yeah, and then
I
you
was
said
like,
what?
"No, it's too cold." And they're like, "Well, let's go to the indoor park then." And I was
And
like,
then you said no.
"No, buddy." And then they're like,
But the
we
kid's the
can.
asshole.
and I'm like, "Well, yeah, we could, but we're not gonna. Like, we're not. I don't wanna. Like, what do you? Yeah, of course we could. Yeah, yes,
We
can.
could.
Yes."
You could. Zotz, I think you need to start teaching your children the concept of no. And maybe also a physical punishment.
Alternatively,
There's
no
no-
more bedtime.
We're not getting.
Ever.
I don't know what
And
the fuck.
chalky
The
milk
fact that you think I have money
every
to
day.
send my kid to a boarding school is like fucking hysterical.
Zotz, I did not suggest you send your
don't
kid to a
have-
boarding school.
We don't have enough patrons for me to send my child. To
All
boarding
right,
school.
we subscribe to our Patreon so we can send Zotz's kid to boarding school. That's they don't have goals on Patreon anymore.
Yeah, don't you want baby Zotz to know how to fold a fitted sheet?
Yeah, and bounce a
properly,
quarter
or
off it
whatever the
3
fuck
times.
they do in
Quarter's
boarding
gotta
school.
bounce off it 3 times.
I don't know. Have like
Yeah, the typical boarding school experience,
Yeah.
folks. I mean, okay, all right. How much does boarding school cost? Let's get new goal: $100 a month on Patreon. We'll send Zotz's kid to boarding school.
It's one boarding school, Michael. How much could it cost?
Pardon me. Yeah, wow. So yeah, we're sending Zotz's kid to boarding school, but well, let's get back to the episode real quick, and maybe we'll also get back to it again later. So yeah, we open up destroyed ass alien base, and there's some like dying alien. Wait, he's got a rare iron copper composite blood. Ooh, does that mean his blood's like, I don't know, brown? I guess it would just be like brown, like red and green mixed together, just makes some like nasty ass, like just like oil looking brown blood. Maybe. But it's the because Vulcans have copper blood and their blood's all green. Do you know that? Do you know that?
And Klingons have purple blood because their blood is full of
That's
magic.
not, okay. I take issue with that because because the reason people say that is because of Star Trek like 3 or 1 or whichever fucking one it is, where there's all this like Klingon blood. So you've never even seen
it's
it.
the forbidden frontier, whatever it's called, right?
And then there's a bunch of just like blood.
It's a good movie.
Bunch of blood on.
Real, I don't fucking know.
I know you don't know. I know you've never seen it, Zotz.
Yeah.
Come on.
Real.
Yeah, real what? Real what?
Real horned up. Like real like
Klingons are horned up.
It's like he like did like one Duolingo class for like the species that was coming on board.
Klingon. It's Klingon.
And he's just saying the same shit, but he's just asking where the library is over and over again.
So okay, well I know what Zotz is talking about here. But okay, so
this is this is the part of the episode where I'm turning Zotz off for a second. This is the part of the episode. This is the part of the episode that I'm personally invested in, because this part of the episode is when Riker is suddenly confronted with a niche sexuality that he's never encountered before. This is the part of the episode where Riker, for the very first time, meets like an older lesbian and a younger lesbian in a dominant sub relationship.
Oh my god!
And is thoroughly incapable of understanding that she keeps hinting it too. The younger lesbian is constantly trying to be like, no, this is a service thing. It's what I want. I'm not here against my will. I'm definitely here because I love it. And Riker's like, who did this to you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take
I'm
gonna go ahead and take an alternate take on this episode. So what Nikatine's referring to is a slave, just an actual slave that one of these characters has.
No.
That's
she's
owned.
explicitly not a slave.
Oh yeah, she's just
a dominant sub relationship.
She's just a servant. She's just a serf bound to
sub,
her feet.
And the word is a sub. She's a submissive. And she's perfectly happy and she can leave at any time. And she's in chastity. Did they mention that part?
Is she?
Riker is incapable of understanding this because he's never met a lesbian in his life. He's like, I can fix you. Who did this to you? It's not too late. And she's like,
okay,
yes,
itemized
it is.
list. First of all, Klingons don't have fucking pink blood. It was just colored like that, so they wouldn't have a extreme rating when they put the movie out. The blood isn't actually pink.
No, they definitely have purple blood.
It's more like pink. Anyway, but second of all, what is going on? Who
slides up? Donde está la biblioteca?
Zotz, go back on pause for a moment so I can catch up with your incredible. Zotz, go back on pause for a little bit. So what's going on here? It's the Gatherers. Who destroyed this like alien base right here? The Gatherers. It's them. So they go and they fetch Space Margret Thatcher to talk about how these degenerate space pirates used to be a member of their species before they waged a clash of clans on one another, and then when they became the unified, and then but this one faction, the Gatherers, they wanted to keep playing the Clash of Clans, so send out into space where they could keep doing that. With space, Margret Thatcher is like, okay, well, I already have my servant, my slave here, but I need two. I'm gonna.
Sir,
in order
submissive.
to
The word
in order
is
to
submissive.
facilitate this, I'm gonna need to bring on 2 more servants to fulfill my needs here. And so she orders her slave to make a light meal to be ready in 50, like very specific. I want a light meal. I want it ready in 15 minutes. But the servant here is an actual word used in the episode, by the way. Let's not is a cute blonde, and Riker is like, it shows her that they have replicators and shows how it can make 5-degree cold water. Ooh,
Riker in this scene, by the way, very clearly not getting the hint that she is definitely a submissive to this older woman. And not interested in Riker at all.
Nika not getting the hint that not every science fiction writer of the 1980s was an online furry lesbian.
I'm not a furry.
Right. So, but what Zotz is referring to earlier with the Duolingo joke is that he's like, Riker just keeps going, Parthas Aliuta. I don't know. Nika, do you know what Aliuta means?
He said Ala Yuta. Because her name is Yuta.
Oh.
So it's Parthas Ala Yuta.
Parthas Ala Yuta.
Because her name, the submissive is named. She has a name.
I just thought that was like a word.
If this was a more hardcore scenario, she might say something. She might say something like "this one" to refer to herself, because then her dominant would have taken her name away. You know. To like make it really hot, but I think because they're in public, they're like playing it down a little bit. So she's using her name, you know.
Nika, do you know about the Gorians? It's a lot like that, isn't it? I think they have a thriving Conan Exiles community, actually. So me and Zotz are operating under the assumption that Aliuta is just Riker doing Duolingo and learning a word and just using it inappropriately all the time. Parthas Aliuta. Parthas Aliuta.
Biblioteca.
So Zotz can be resumed here, presumably.
Okay. Waking up Zotz in 3, 2.
You don't need to do a countdown. I found that very funny. Very funny being reawoken. So they get to the planet and they scan it, and Data's like, oh, there's a carbon combustion present. And Wesley's like, it's campfires, Data. First of all, how the fuck would they know? And then like, first of all, how would they know that? And second of all, Data's like, yeah, that's what I said. It's like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? The scan was like, oh yeah, there's signs of multiple fires on this planet, multiple carbon combustion on the planet, and Wesley is very specifically like, campfires. What? What the fuck are you talking about?
And then the audience laughed.
Yeah.
And then toilet flushed. And then like,
I remember that.
It was great.
It was great.
Totally 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't make any fucking sense. So they go and explore the outpost, and I'm quite certain that this is the place that Worf plays violent video games on in the previous episode.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, they never let Worf do anything cool. They never, constantly telling Worf, like, just to play it cool, right? Stop. They're like, Worf is right about to go murk these guys, and Riker's like, no, it's got to be diplomatic. Or like Worf is trying to like open up a door. He's like, it's stuck. So Data, the dweeby chat GPT with legs, has to come over and open it for Worf.
Okay, let's not give ChatGPT a lot of undue credit by referring to Data as ChatGPT. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about here, but so they go and explore. They're exploring this outpost that is the same set that Worf plays violent video games on. Now, Now the violet. Now, do you remember the episode, Nika, where Worf is like kills like a skeleton orc, and then almost kills Riker because he's too hopped up on violent video games?
Oh yeah.
We discovered that
that.
Worf is a reactionary. Worf is a violent reactionary because he plays violent video games, not because he's.
Oh, that makes
Right?
makes a lot of sense to Joe
Right?
Lieberman.
And there's a bunch of like stolen shit everywhere, and then oh my god, ambush! The Mad Max villain starts shooting phasers at them, and Daters are like not very strong, which is like it's a weird dumb thing to say. Like it's clearly like a comedy joke. It's like, oh, they're not that strong, but then they like explode something in the background. It'd be like me. I encountered like a bunch of Napoleonic War soldiers, and they're shooting like a fucking like cannons in my direction. I'm like, you know, we've got artillery that can blow these motherfuckers out of the water, literally. And then a fucking grape shot eviscerates me into a million pieces. so they go. So it's like, oh, but yeah, they got ambushed. But then they use the amazing strategy here. They use phasers. They ask like, oh, what's the vaporization point of this fucking metal? And then they like, oh, they set it to this, and then they do a metal, and it puts a bunch of zinc into the air, which is extremely toxic.
We can have showers again.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, shower in the sink.
Yeah, you're gonna have to shower all that zinc off. And then they go forward to beam up, and we're like, and we, the audience, are like, why did they think about that in the first place? But it's a trick. They only pretended to beam up, and I guess the Mad Max guys know what beam up means. So that translated perfectly well. They know what beam up means. They know their lingo. But actually no, they're still there. And they do a counter ambush, and they kidnap all the Margret Thatcher villains. They got them. But Margret Thatcher comes down, and he's talking to Barbarian Han Solo, and he calls her old, and she calls him nasty. The Clash of Clans is over. It's time to come home. And once he realizes there's like a serious thing here, he orders everyone away to throw off the shackles of patriarchal conformity so that he can speak without judgment to Margret Thatcher. Some old Mad Max man who's wearing like a Borg costume. He's got quite a look to him. He walks past the blonde servant. She's got like a weird look on her face. We follow the old man as he starts mumbling, you know how like old men do, and is walking away, but she's following him. She confronts him, and he recognizes her. But that's impossible.
Did they meet the Borg already? No. Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah,
that's
One of the guys looks like a Borg because his costume is reused from the Borg episode.
Yes,
with
Zotz, they meet the Borg already, because not only have you seen the Borg episode, which is what you're referring to, but they are reusing it like a season later. They're reusing the costume like a sequel. It would be funny though if this was the case where like they accidentally gave a preview of the Borg in an episode like this, because someone had to use the costume of an upcoming episode. He recognizes the blonde slave, and but that's impossible. He's old as fuck. And I am of the clan Aliuta. She touches his face, and he fucking dies instantly. And she gives a cool villain line: "I am the last of my clan, but mine will outlive yours." Crusher beams down, is like, the old man, he died of a heart attack, that's for sure, but there's no sign of why he would have one. Does there need to be a sign of that? I don't know. I guess so. The guy is on the bridge, and he's like, Mad Max Han Solo comes onto the bridge. Is like, a fucking kid pilots your ship? That does not inspire confidence.
Oh, fucking the way that fucking Picard like just stares him down to the point where he's just that shit was
when
like,
comes on board,
I was like, God
Well,
damn.
no,
Like,
Yeah, when Brule comes on board and starts making fun of
it was like a kid
Wesley.
pilots your fucking ship. That's
doesn't exactly inspire
And then everyone,
your
and
confidence,
everyone just
Picard.
shoots fucking daggers at him 100%. But you know what? He's right. He's absolutely correct.
Absolutely. He's the coolest guy in the world. All right.
First of all, coolest guy in the entire world. Second of all, he's completely right. Like if I would go onto like a fucking like airliner, like I don't know the first thing about flying planes, but I go up there and a fucking 7-year-old is piloting it. You know, I'm gonna have some questions. I'm not gonna be exactly like I'm like a 7. It's like I go onto a fucking like 747. I look at the pilot. It's a little baby. And I'm like, a baby's piloting your aircraft, and the whole crew is just like there's a bunch of like fully adult flight attendants are just looking at me like, you fucking bigot. So it's like, and there was looking like, so he's an asshole apparently because he's not comfortable with a child piloting the most advanced destructive ship like in the entire fucking quadrant. I was like, we cannot. And Wesley's like, and he gives him a course, and Wesley's like, we cannot go through the asteroids if we go to warp 7 and go around. And he's talking to him like he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, like as if he knows what warp 7 is, as if he could go warp 7. Like he's like, we have to go through some asteroids, and it's totally fine.
Even though, you know, like one thing that I find like for as like science nerdy as this show is, right? They would know that like navigating like an asteroid field is like really fucking easy, considering like how far apart like those rocks actually are.
That is true. That's a great point, Zotz. However, of course, in all of science fiction, all asteroids are like right next to each other. They're touching constantly. They're just like they're bumping into one another. You're having to dodge and weave out through them. They're not like way more separated than like the fucking Galapagos. You know, like it's not just like hundreds of potentially thousands of miles between each one, but yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why would he know that they can do warps? Like, they're just contriving reasons why.
Serving drinks and serving cunt.
Yeah.
I couldn't have said it better myself. But they're talking about, so they're back down in 10-4. They're talking about the clan wards and the servants there, and the servants still waging the clash of clans. The submissive is there. Indeed. But, yeah. Oh god, we have some dashing rogue versus Wesley shit, and he's like self-conscious.
Calculus?
Yeah, he goes down, and he goes down. He grabs someone's drink. Like he says, "I drink your milkshake. I drink it up," and then sits down to Wesley and takes his pad and is like, "What are you doing, math?" Wesley is like, I live free, and I die hard. And Wesley's like, I'm a little bitch, I'm a little pussy, I live on a spaceship. And he's self-consciously defending his lifestyle to. So the man is like, I'm from the live free state. I'm from Vermont. We can do whatever we want. And he's like self-conscious, even though he's defending his lifestyle to this kid who is apparently exactly as old, who has children who are exactly as old as Wesley. So
I make a really good Fajili.
It's not you're getting ahead of yourself here. So she serves Riker and Troy some food, and I forgot to mention that Riker had like an engineer. Oh yeah, earlier on Riker was like, we'll have to have an engineer program your Partha Saluta in here. But like, wouldn't you want like a chef, not an engineer, to program your replicator? Like a chef, an actual chef, like a like a digital chef, I suppose you could say. Like does just Jordy know shit about making food, about programming food? Like, no, like I'm not gonna have like,
not if it's code.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna have like a railway engineer come and program digital food for me. You know, it's like you want a chef to do that.
Grilled cheese a la Jordy.
The replicator just gives you a picture of the food that you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. So Riker invites her to come to dinner, and she's like, ditch this broad, and we can party. That's exactly what happens.
I imagine
she's a sub.
Somebody like a chef created the food.
Oh, she's Zotz still the food.
Zotz catch up.
Some fucking nerd had to go and like program it. Like there's like an Unreal Engine, but for food.
okay,
Yeah.
Zotz, but once again, like, you know, there's artists that specialize.
No, because if you're playing, just because you can play fucking Overcooked 2 doesn't mean that you're a chef.
That is true.
Well,
that is true.
Okay, but like, wouldn't a part of like being like a chef in the future be? Shut the fuck up, Zotz. Wouldn't part of being a digital chef in the future require you to also be able to make digital food
I disagree.
out of a replicator? Well, how could you just?
They probably have that course at Cordon Bleu.
Definitely an engineering task. And there's art to code. Don't tell me there isn't.
I mean, yes, but this is something that a chef.
Code can be beautiful, I guess, if you're a huge
it's something
weebus,
that like a
maybe.
chef would do, right? Like you know, maybe there's probably a lot of like visual programming language here, you know, for mentioning Unreal 5. There's like a visual programming language for that is much more accessible than like coding in like C++ or, you know, I think the fucking code base of the Enterprise is probably a little more efficient than that. But still, this is an artist thing. This is not a fucking coding thing. But so Riker invites her to come to dinner, but she, discounting completely Nika's thing here, she's like, ditch this bitch, we can party, referring to Troy, and Troy's like, oh, I excuse me, I gotta go. She politely excuses herself.
Troy's knows the game. Troy knows the game. She's seen this before.
Exactly. Yeah, they flirt a little, and she like vague posts about being a bioterrorist or something. It's unclear. It's unclear whether, I'm gonna say this, it's unclear whether she's like a slave or not.
No, it's absolutely clear. She makes it abundantly clear that she's a submissive to this older lesbian.
She definitely makes
and
that
Riker
abundantly clear.
Cannot conceive of this.
That's exactly why she was
abundantly clear. That she's
exactly
a
why she's
submissive.
hardcore, like she's like fallen completely head over heels in love, 80s style with Riker, because he's just such a man.
She has done no such thing.
She told Troy to beat it.
She absolutely did. Riker told Troy to beat it.
She told Troy to beat it. She was like, ditch this bitch and we can party.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. She makes it abundantly clear that she's a submissive to this older lesbian
dominant. What she says apparently is, oh, I can leave whenever I want. I'm
here of my own volition.
I'll be homeless. I won't have anywhere to go. You know, I won't have a job.
No, she didn't even say that. She's I have every opportunity to leave, but I stay because I love it. Because I love being a submissive, is what she said.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was gonna say this is the first time I've led a country to diplomatic unity with my dick.
Yeah, Zotz, totally.
Well, so yeah, she's like, yeah, I have nowhere to go. Like all my all of like my friends, my livelihood, all my connections are bound up in my role as a servant. You know, I have no job. But hey, you know what? I mean, like but you know, I'm free. I can leave whenever I want. And then her master calls her back to service. Her master,
dominant.
Dominant. Lord Thatcher is what she calls
For a lady, it's mistress.
Crusher has discovered we're talking about Adult Crusher here. Adult Crusher has discovered that the heart attack was caused by a microvirus, one that only attaches itself to very specific genetics, 1 in a million of the species, which is simply too specific, and she rules the death a murder, a microvirus, a murder. Riker goes to chill in his room, and Data calls him, and he's like, fuck off, I'm chilling. But then the servant comes down for what appears to be a booty call. Riker has to explain the concept of consensual sex to her, and she starts having a panic attack about how she could not feel pleasure or passion she hasn't, quote, for a long time.
It's called chastity, Eric. It's called
chastity. That's why her fucking master sent her down to fuck Riker for the cause of diplomatic unity.
What am I gonna do with land? She's like, grow crops,
chastity.
Get rid of scurvy. I don't know what the fuck.
Shut up,
pause, Zotz. Pause yourself for a moment. You're getting a little ahead of yourself. Riker's like, I'm here to fix you, but
yeah, she's trying desperately to tell him I'm a lesbian,
submissive. That's
in a dominant sub relationship who's also in chastity. And Riker the whole time.
She's not in chastity. Her master. Her master sent her to fuck Riker.
Mistress! She's called
when
mistress.
It's a slave, it's a master.
She's not a slave!
She literally ordered her to go down and fuck Riker. That's no,
that's in the absolutely not.
Episode.
The whole time she's like, I can leave literally anytime.
That
I'm
doesn't
absolutely
change
here of
the
my
fact
own free
that
will.
She
even says I'm happier this way because it's true, because she's
that
a
doesn't change the
submissive.
fact that she was literally ordered to come down and fuck Riker. That's in the text. That's what happens in the show. Literally. That's what she does. Okay, and I'm
But she doesn't have any kind of sex.
Well, no,
she's in chastity.
because they would have had sex, but the sexual healing has to wait because now they're under attack, and the Marauder boss won't stop shooting at them even though they're more than a match, and they straight up phaser their ass and it doesn't instantly kill them. The other ship, and the guy Hales is like, "You traitor! You were gonna destroy me!" And Picard. I don't know what the fuck is going on here. Even in my notes, Picard decides to big dick this guy and is like, if I wanted to kill you, you'd be dead, you fucking idiot. I'm coming over and you're gonna accept me. I drink your milkshake.
No.
We're beaming over.
No. No. Have you been on Earth lately? Do you know what it's like here? Do you need a reminder? Like, this shit sucks.
What? Zotz, go back on pause for a moment. Zotz, I'll tell you when you can contribute again. So he's like a chubby warlord with a messy room, and even though they're spacefaring, they're still dirty. They do not clean their room. They don't know what showers are. You can come. So they're meeting down with Margret Thatcher, and Margret Thatcher's like, "You can come back. We will not take care of you, but we will give you land." He scoffs, but like, land? What the fuck are we gonna do with the land? And grow food. but they're all like instantly desperate to return home. Even though they live in space, why do they need land on this planet? They're in space. They have unfathomable land to live on. They clearly operate on habitable planets that only they live on. That's your land. Why don't you do something with that land? Why are you dirty space pirates? You live in space. You're a people. You have land. You have spacefaring. You have interstellar travel. Like you have places you can go. What the fuck is your problem? Take a shower, you fucking dirty chubby Mad Max fucker. And they're like, "Oh, you can come back, but we're not going to take care of you, but we will give you the land." And Crusher identifies that the servant's last victim is from 53 years ago. It's clear.
Whoa, 50 years ago.
It's clear that they're going after a specific family, one specific family. It's the old blood feud.
How
it's
come?
The Clash of Clans. It's the Clash of Clans.
Oh no, the Clash of Clans from earlier.
Zotz, you can unpause yourself to presumably talk about the Clash of Clans mentioned earlier. So 80 years ago, that clan.
God, you want like 80s or you're like, well, yeah, shit, Eric. I swear to God, if you say, listen, the Roman Empire, I'm done. This is it. This is the last episode.
Yeah, shut up, Eric.
I'm sorry
Let
I keep
Zotz
talking
talk.
about the Roman Empire. And that's
Oh my God.
that's my inherent male nature, apparently.
Well, you're not wrong.
Wow, Zot's being very rude here. You can come so 80 years ago, the clan that's being targeted, Clan Trezubas, massacred this other clan, and oh my God, that's the clan that this girl is from. Computer use ChatGPT to make the rest of her face, even though you can only kind of see her like eye a little bit, and oh my God, surprise, it's exactly
the computer is able to do it with the
you just have like
troves of,
constant.
Shut
It's
up,
just
Zotz.
constant.
My bit. The computer is able to do it because of the troves of DeviantArt like furry commissions
the computer,
that it has, the terabytes of furry porn it has available
like
to it.
Old
hay fever all the time. Just
yeah,
like just allergies 24/7.
Exactly. They look at what's happening here is they look at an old picture of presumably where the assassin is, and you can see like a little bit of this person's face is like completely obscured, and then like computer make the rest of this person's face, and because the only training data the computer has for the species.
I'm trying to find some alien grass. Audience, if you have a hookup,
Zotz, no, it's not the time. It's very inappropriate. We're in the middle of an episode, Zotz. Come on.
Jeez, Zotz. Pull yourself together.
So because the computer only has the training data of like the people they took onto the ship, like of course it makes the computer matches like, oh yes, a blonde lady of approximately this height. Well, I have one blonde lady of exactly this height in my data banks. It's her, so it makes her. So that's what happens here. But hey, it's her. Wow, look at that. And they're going to do a debate. They're doing a debate. They want statehood, and Margret Thatcher is like, lol, no. And Picard is like, being the rational mediator, he goes, oh, of course they're going to need representation. Picard flatters them both and does good diplomat things. He finally accepts some. He wouldn't accept Brandy. The chubby Kurt Russell here would not accept Brandy, and she's nervously moving closer to him, the servant who's got the brandy, but Riker beams down. He shoots the guy that draws on him, and he's like, nobody move. We have a Jean Grey situation. I repeat, we have a Jean Grey situation. And she, the slave who's actually like a bioterrorist.
The submissive.
Yeah, she's conflicted because Riker showed her that she can have a life outside of her vengeance, and she monologues her backstory, and it's sort of cool, like 80 years ago, my life ended and my search began.
You're wrong. You're both assholes.
Shut up, Zotz.
She killed JFK, and she's going to kill the clan leader.
I have certain boxes I have to check by the end of the week, and you're really holding that up. Okay, I have this report due to the fucking I have this report due back to the Federation. Fuck, I always forget what it's called. I nail it sometimes.
Are you talking about Starfleet? Yeah, there you go.
Is it called the Federation?
Starfleet.
Starfleet is part of the Federation.
It's based in San Francisco.
Yeah, right, true. They're the military branch of the Federation.
Maybe?
Essentially.
No, it's definitely based in San Francisco, Zotz.
Yeah, I would have called San Francisco based.
Okay. Yeah.
So
Starfleet's, you're saying like Starfleet's like the space navy, and the Federation is like the government.
Well, the Federation is the government.
Okay.
Starfleet's not necessarily a navy at this point.
It only
yet.
actively serves as a military when needed, but the primary point of Starfleet is to be the exploration, is to facilitate the safe travels of like the people going about. They're in the business of like doing things for the Federation, but they're not like a military. They just can act like one.
Specifically at this point in time in the early TNG episodes, it's almost explicitly only a science and technology endeavor. It's not militarized at all, and in fact it presents a big problem later on in TNG when they start getting shithoused by the board.
Well, it's actually been pretty militarized. We've had some fighting up to this point. We're right in season 3 now. We've had some real military episodes. I think it's been a minute. I don't quite remember, but.
She really thought that, you know, like Riker was gonna like teach her what it was like to be free.
No, she absolutely didn't. She absolutely did not.
She's conflicted.
She 1000%
but she's got that cool
not.
line. She killed JFK, and my life ended, and my search began. And she's going to go kill the clan
She could have very easily just been like, "Oops, tripped," and then like touched him.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
and then,
Riker didn't have to obliterate her. Riker only obliterated her because he knew that he wasn't gonna get to bang her. Because she's a lesbian in a dominant sub-relationship.
Basically, the entire time, like, she's just standing here right next to her final target. Like, she probably could have definitely at any point just like power walked up to him. All she has to do is touch him anywhere on his body one time, and then he's fucking dead. So, you know, it's pretty simple. It's pretty simple and easy. She definitely could have just killed this guy, but he's her last target. She's lived her entire life just to finish killing these people. He's her last one, and she's like, "No, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna do this right. I'm going for the silent assassin ending here. I'm going for the silent assassin rating here. But hey, so Riker blasts her, but she's too strong. She continues.
So cool.
Go ahead.
So cool and interesting that I fell asleep.
So he shoots her, and she continues, and he turns the setting up, and he shoots her again, and he turns it up one board, and I personally I feel like there was another way to do this than just like shooting her a bunch of times, but then she goes for him again, and Riker fucking vaporizes her. Like,
why didn't he put it to stun?
Stun. Okay, because in the parlance of the fiction here, stun wasn't working, but you know it was working a little bit. He probably just could have kept stunning her, you know, or like beam her into a holding cell.
He turns it up. He turns it up.
I think the Sovereign was just kind of just like, "Yo, I'm gonna help you get yours," you know, like. No, I wasn't awake for this scene. I'm just trying to give her the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Well, like I feel like couldn't Riker have like tackled him, or tackled her, or someone could have tackled. He could like stun her, keep stunning her over and over again, just keep blasting her, and then just put her in like a headlock. She's like 5 feet tall. Just put her.
He's like, no, don't. I want to smash. She's just like,
exactly.
I gotta, because I'm a rage nerd, and
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Zotz, but so Riker is sad. He had to murder Jean Grey, and then he's drinking alone, and Picard gives the whole crew PTO for his pleasure, and then episode ends, I guess.
No. It doesn't end there. It ends in 10 forward when Picard comes up and says to Riker, "Go ahead and take 2 weeks leave to get your story straight."
Get the story about you murdered this person.
Get your story straight. Take 2 weeks leave,
he gives the
Commander,
whole crew
to get your
he
story
gives the whole
straight.
crew.
Then he turns on his VAT system. And then and then he just hits her a bunch of times and
right in the head, yeah. Fallout VAT.
She just disintegrates. She just disintegrates.
She turns into a little lootable pile of ash, like in Fallout New Vegas.
Picard, Picard tells Riker, take 2 weeks leave to get your story straight. We'll have the lawyers work with you.
Picard gives the entire crew PTO so that Riker can plow his way through every single one of them for his grief of having to.
Don't worry, the police union's got your back.
well, I think we have some different interpretations of this episode. But hey, well,
How do hold on. How do teleporters work?
Okay.
Transporter.
All right.
You're talking about the
Oh
transporter.
yes, because
Zotz.
they definitely could have just like transported her.
Like, can you? Okay, hold on, wait. Can you teleport somebody
You transport them
from like in the ship? Like, but it has to be only in the ship.
What?
No, right?
No.
Because like you can teleport, yeah, because people can teleport it to like the surface of planetary,
Exactly.
right?
Transported, yeah.
Yeah, so like.
Go on. I know what you're getting at. You're trying to say that she's gonna. You think you transported her
or
into
into
the brig.
vacuum of space.
or the brig, Zotz.
That's actually a way that execution gets done.
Yeah, they could have just teleported her into the brig.
Exactly,
Yes,
exactly.
the
They had ample opportunity to do so. Like Riker could just like he could keep studying her. He could turn on his VATS and then just. Even though I do just
like the idea of fucking God damn it, what's the name of the fucking it's not O'Malley, is it? No, that's fucking racist.
Thought you're being racist again.
O'Brien, you mean O'Brien?
I did a racist. Again, fuck off.
Oh, Zotz.
But whatever, O'Brien. I just like to imagine like O'Brien's just zapping people like out into the vacuum of space.
He could.
Like, just
he definitely could. He could transport like the whole fucking crew, or at least the crew that could like do something about it, into space. And then just everyone else into space. He could just commandeer the whole Enterprise off of that. But hey, like that's so yeah. Like there was a lot of ways that this could have been done in the premise of the show, but whatever, they didn't think about it. They wanted to do a Jean Grey. You're too dangerous. We have to kill you. Goodbye. Just fucking. You're a pile of ash now. You're some cellular residue on the ground that Crusher can scan. But hey, like there's the episode. Let's give it to Zotz.
That is kind of what he says too. He's like, hey, I know you had to like, I know you were forced to like murder somebody you were trying to slap. You're trying to slap nuts with, but
yeah.
If
it's any consolation, you can go pick up some fucking space hookers
with your 2 weeks leave that we're giving you. To get your story straight.
Zotz,
yeah, your 2 weeks
Zotz,
PTO.
Go on. What were you getting at? Oh, I think Zotz went back to sleep. Oh no, he's there to laugh at least. I mean, who knows when we'll. So we'll rate the episode, and then maybe we'll wait. What Zotz?
Just like he's just like, yeah, I'll tell the crew that. Like, just like completely disinterested.
Yeah. About Riker plowing his way through the crew on his PTO. Yeah, for sure. We'll start rating the episode, and then Zotz maybe we'll give a rating again later on. Nikatine. Oh man, I have no idea what I used before. Out of a total of 3 servants to their master, how would you rate this episode?
I think I would give this probably 7 out of 10 trips to different gay bars in San Francisco that I have seen this exact dynamic take place in a completely safe and consensual way. Given that both parties opt into this type of relationship in a completely consensual and very normal way, actually.
So
there's nothing to be
what's going on
like,
here in this episode
of.
is so normal. It was more normal before like the 1850s, but it's still so normal.
It's consensual and healthy, actually.
Indeed.
And they shouldn't be ashamed of it. They should both be completely fine. They're fine They're not pushing it on anybody. It's Riker who can't handle the truth about these two because he's never encountered a lesbian couple in a dominant submissive relationship
just
before.
Changing words. He's actually reading like the independence of the sovereign state of Georgia, circa in 1852. This was their declaration.
She's just if you're in San Francisco, there's Eros, there's the Cat Club, there's Power Exchange, there's Jolene's, there's all kinds of bars. You can see this exact dynamic take place in real life, and it's very normal. So I don't know.
And admittedly, it is also perfectly normal to then order your submissive to go fuck some guy, but it
depends on the party. It depends on the party you're at.
So
Eric, whatever your name is.
And it may or may not be perfectly normal for that person to also be a bioterrorist. That's kind of a 50-50.
I also want to say that this episode is the only episode to include the coolest guy in the world who gets beamed up to the Enterprise and then immediately starts making fun of Wesley, which is exactly what the coolest guy in the world would do.
Too bad he gets really self-conscious about it. He's like, is this kid better than me? This kid's not better than me.
The only fault in this guy is that he didn't have the confidence to continue making fun of Wesley.
Space Han Solo is kind of a bitch, admittedly.
This isn't even Space Han Solo.
I'm sorry,
There's another character who's definitely Space Han Solo. Yeah, Space Mad Max.
Is how I label this guy. Who's more? You said there's someone else who's more Han Solo. Are you talking about? You're talking about the guy that was also basically basically Star Trek Han Solo, where he tries to get
his own ship.
He has.
He tries to steal the Enterprise
He
or
has
something.
his own ship, and then he tries to get these two people from rival planets to bang. He was facilitating them.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, probably. Sure, that sounds right.
And he's super.
Anyway,
cool.
How would you rate this episode?
Out of what?
Out of from 1 to 10 trips to the Cat Club in San Francisco, how would you rate this club?
out of 1? Oh, well, 1 to 10 trips.
How many trips to the Cat Club in San Francisco would you rate this?
5 being average. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it just a 4 trips in a month to the Cat Club. It's a little below average. Well, okay, I'll give it 5. I'll give it a 4. I'll give it a 4.5. Split the difference here. I'll give it a 4, and then one day you take an Uber, and do people still take Ubers anymore, or does it cost $30 fucking now?
I think we just walk these days.
Well, I mean, unless you don't live in a city, in which case you can't. So 4 trips and then 1 trip where you go and you walk in and you see someone you don't like, and so you're just like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this today, and you go home and then play video games instead. A 4.5. It's solidly below average. It's not one that I really ever go and rewatch because what's the point? It's just the laziest kind of Jean Grey retelling. I don't really like it. It's boring. It's not on my rewatch. Skip this one. This is another
I forgot to say one thing about this episode that actually is very impressive, and it's the sets. The set design for this episode is phenomenal. There's one set where it's on the surface of this planet. No. It's a set that was designed for this episode, and it was the most elaborate set I think that this show ever had.
The one that they used to negotiate in?
No, the one on the surface of the planet when they're in the very beginning of the episode when they're on the surface
of the planet was the one that they had already.
The trash fires. There's a bunch of trash fires and
they'd already used this place in the violent video game episode.
Well, whatever they do here, it looks phenomenal. They've got lighting set up, and it makes it look really, really good. I love this set. It's kind of a shame we only got to see it for a minute, because it definitely feels it feels good. Like it feels like a unique place in this world that we never. I don't think we ever get to see it again after this.
Oh yeah,
point.
because who fucking cares about the gatherers? You know? like I'm perfectly happy we never see any of this shit again. You know what I mean?
Eric, have some respect. A dominant lost her submissive today.
The Dom got her sub vaporized. It's
No, Riker vaporized. Don't New York Times headline this event. Riker absolutely obliterated this poor woman. Not she got obliterated somehow.
What? Did I?
Don't New York Times headline this away. It was Riker who pulled the trigger. Yeah, don't copaganda this.
I was just playing. Wait, I was playing off what you said. You said a Dom lost her sub today. She went full Jean Grey. She got vaporized. That's what you get. That's what you get when you're a woman and you assert your authority through violence. You get very sadly murdered by someone who wanted to bang you. And it's too dark now. It's too dark. Zotz, when are you gonna give your rating? Where are Zotz? When are you giving your rating? How much, Zotz? How much, roughly, Zotz? How much more time do you have, on your docket?
Zotz had like half an hour. Zotz had like half an hour left.
Half an hour.
It's compelling, you know, like that's.
Was Zotz?
Hang on.
Was
It might be
Zotz
around here.
paused for?
Hang on.
Season
Zotz,
is like
were you paused for a long time there?
I mean, this whole season really.
Yeah. Okay. So we're in like. So this season's been pretty good, but we're in like a rut.
No, this season is like a 6.5.
Okay. I mean,
this whole season is like a Game Informer article from like 2002. Everything is a 7.5,
No.
and it's compelling.
There's
like,
been
that's
some
just-
really good ones. Insert examples here. We had Who Watches the Watchers. That's a great one. We started off with Ensigns of Command. That one fucking rules. That's the one that's the really tight one. We had you on, I believe, Nika, right? Did we?
Yeah, for one of them.
For that one in particular, I'm pretty sure. What else do we got here? We got Star Trek Picard's on Paramount Plus. Look at that. We got season 3. We got Evolution. What the fuck's that one? Oh, the end.
Oh, the movie with David Duchovny and Orlando Jones.
We had The Enemy. That's a great one. That's the one with Buff Geordie. That one fucking ruled. The Survivors, one of my favorites. It could probably make my top 10 list. Zotz, are you paused currently? Go ahead and unpause yourself.
No, Zotz is unpaused.
Incredible. The Survivors.
I'm pretty high, so yeah.
Zotz is pretty
Well, that's understandable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I get it, buddy. I get it.
There like that. We had first episode sucked. That was the Wonder Kid one. Then we had Ensigns of Command, great. The Survivors, one of the actual best episodes of the Next Generation. It fucking rules. That's the one, Nika, where they're the two old people on that planet that got destroyed.
Yeah, with the flute episode.
Well,
I love the flute episode.
Not the flute one. The music box one.
Oh, yeah.
That one rules. Who watches the watch?
Shut up, Zotz! Jesus Christ! Make fun of me like that. Screw you, Zotz!
That's so deserved.
It's not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. Screw you.
I know how I feel every time we play Lethal Company. And then we have Booby Trap. That's without the Geordie plot.
Yeah, cut that. Railsies.
That's the one I did.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. I think we did have you on for that one. Yeah, we had Booby Trap on. Where they makes Fungili.
Feet, yeah.
feet. Yeah. Oh yeah. Then we had the enemy,
People should be so
amazing one, and then the one with the feet. You know, it's so my point overall, presumably being that this season thus far has actually been really good. It's just the boring ones stand out way more, because of how good the ones that they're like kind of interspersed between are. Like this one feels really bad because I mean even like the price had like some compelling drama there, even though that kind of sucked. But we're also coming off of the enemy. The next one, the next episode is one of my actual favorites, the defector. It's season 3 is really where it picks up. It could presumably be where I think like if you're wanting to watch like TNG, but you want to start off on like the good stuff, then you start in season 3 for sure. You probably start specifically on season 3 episode 2. I think you could give, because starting season 3 episode 2, you get like you get a good data episode, you get like a nice all-timer, then Who Watches the Watchers, Prime Directive episode, you get like a good sense of what's going on. Start season 3 episode 2, I think, is where you want to start if you want to start watching TNG. Yeah, but of course, one of the best way to actually watch TNG is to just like look up like a top 10, top 20 list or something, and then watch them in like release order. that's if you want to get into TNG, that's the good way of doing it. But another way is to start in season 3 episode 2. You're not missing very much beforehand. You know what I mean? What do you think about that, Nika? Do you think that's good advice?
I don't know. I like TNG. I think TNG is a good show.
Well, what about season 1 and 2?
I like it a lot. I like it a lot more than I like a lot of other Star Trek shows. I think TNG is probably one of my favorite ones.
What do you mean?
So,
what do you mean a lot of other? Well, I mean starting in I mean season 1 and 2 are bad, but.
I don't think all of season 1 and season 2 are bad.
Mean,
I think there are a lot of good episodes in season 1 and season 2. One of my favorite
really.
Episodes is in season 2.
Which one is that?
Let me pull up an episode list really quick. TNG season 1. Let's take a look. So, let's see. Let's see.
Season 1 is like pretty much all crap. There's one episode towards the end that's good. Season 2 is the one where Troy is a kid, the one where the crap. Okay, it's crap. Let's see. Let me go through. Crap. What the fuck is Loud as a Whisper? Which one's that? Which one's that one? Loud as a Whisper? I have to play like part of it to see what's going on here. Oh, that's the one with the guy that's a mute. He's a negotiator. So that's crap. Schizoid Man, crap. Unnatural Selection.
Oh
crap.
Yeah, Arsenal of Freedom
is
one of the first episodes here. Arsenal of Freedom is phenomenal.
That's not phenomenal.
Symbiosis is phenomenal. Skin of Evil is the one that kills Tasha Yar, which is awesome.
No,
Conspiracy.
That's
Conspiracy is one of the best episodes, dude.
Okay, Conspiracy is the only one on that list that actually rules. Arsenal of Freedom. Arsenal of Freedom's your thing.
Arsenal of Freedom.
No one else likes
awesome.
Arsenal of Freedom. There's not a single.
I love Arsenal of Freedom. Hang on, that's just season 1, and that one's just season 1.
I'm already going through season 2.
Got,
Matter of Honor crap. Then there's Measure of Man. That's a good one. The Dolphin crap. Contagion crap. Royale crap. Times Squared crap. Icarus Factor crap. Pen Pals crap. Q-Who. That's a bop. Samaritan Snare. Legendary crap. Up the Long Ladder. That's the racist Irish one crap. Manhunt, I don't remember. Emissary crap. Peak Performance, that one's okay. Then Shades of Grey, which is a flashback episode.
Isn't season 2 the only one where we get the cool lesbian doctor?
Yeah, that's a point against it. Oh yeah, and adding on to it.
Season 2's the only time we get the cool lesbian doctor.
To all that, we have fucking Pulaski, who's awful.
Yeah,
who's
Pulaski.
awful and
Pulaski
racist
rules
the whole time.
She's not
racist. So racist against Data.
She's absolutely. It's not racism if it's a ChatGPT with legs.
ChatGPT is a fucking large language model. It's not alive. Data's alive.
Data's a ChatGPT. It's a Roomba. Data's a ChatGPT-enabled Roomba.
The state of the world right now upsets me so much because I saw someone on like Bluesky being like, "I'm really afraid to publish this web comic that I've been doing for a long time because one of the most sympathetic characters in it is an AI, and I'm afraid with the current state of what's going on right now that people hate AI so much that no one's gonna like it." And it's like, you're the fucking sentient fucking computers, actual like artificial intelligence like Data or whatever the fuck else from whatever other franchise where they have sentient computers, Cortana from Halo or whatever the fuck else. Those are people. Those are people. AI, how we have AI, because the only reason they call it fucking AI.
They're totally people. They walk into a room and Data's staring at a pot of water and they're like, "What are you doing, Data?" He's like, "I'm watching this pot of water because I heard that
I'm talking about the concept of AI in fiction.
Totally a real person, you guys.
The concept of AI in fiction is what we're talking about here, and the entire reason why these fucking tech morons call their large language model bullshit AI is because they're playing on our concept of AI in science fiction. They want to conflate the two, and the reason that they've been somewhat successful in doing that is because A, it helps stock evaluations, but B, because it plays on our impulse to want to humanize things. So when they make like a large language model that can seemingly understand and like communicate back to you, even though it's just reading through like Reddit conversations, like a million fucking Reddit conversations, to just think about maybe what comes next. And think is even, and even the word think on my part here is an anthropomorphization because nothing's thinking here. Data and Cortana and give me better. What are more examples of AI in fiction? All I can think of is
you want me to help you?
Yeah, all I can think of is like the Terminator.
HAL 9000. The
HAL
Terminator
9000 is better. Come on, there's more. There's more.
Am from I Have No Mouth and I'm a Scream.
Right, let's a little less. Let's get some less.
Skynet.
Oh god, I wanted to name Matrix characters that I don't remember.
Mr. Smith?
No,
you mean Mr. Smith?
I was gonna say like the architect and all these other fucking people.
The worst, the villains. Yeah, the villains of the Matrix franchise.
I was specifically thinking of the villains. Anyway, you know AI in fiction, audience. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, they're they're playing on that in order to do it, but we do not have AI does not exist. Data and who like Data does not exist in the physical world. We don't have AI doesn't exist. We just call certain things AI for marketing reasons and because we share cultural.
I think there's a good argument to say that they do the exact same thing in TNG because there's a whole episode about how why Data doesn't have any rights because he's a machine who was built by somebody.
Yes, and the episode also talks about why that thinking is wrong.
Well, that courtroom was a sham. We've established that courtroom was an absolute sham.
Yes, and
please see my episode about that episode.
Yes, CB furiously mad at Nika and Zotz at their terrible opinions of one of the best episodes of Next Generation. The whole point. But I don't know what you're getting at here because the whole point is that AI doesn't exist. We don't have AI in real life, and the things that we call AI, like Chat fucking GPT. Chat GPT is not an AI. It's fucking a machine learning program. which is totally different. It's not alive. It can't think. All it can do is it's just a predictive text generator. It's just a calculator for words. There's no intelligence. There's no thought. There's no consideration. No contemplation. It's just a predictive text generator. That's all it is. AI does not exist. Stop calling Data ChatGPT. Data's alive. ChatGPT is not alive. You're talking like a fucking Google engineer going like, I'm against this project because my chatbot's alive. Actually, no, your chatbot isn't alive. Drive me fucking insane. Zotz, give your rating any minute, any time.
Zotz already is done.
Zotz
finished a long time ago. Yeah, Zotz finished a long time ago.
All right, Zotz, well, because Zotz went to sleep, so I guess we forgot to do the rating. That's fine. What are your thoughts? I monologued for a while, Nika. What are your thoughts here?
I genuinely like TNG, like, up to this point too. Like I like a lot of season 1, and I do like a lot of season 2, and I like a lot of season 3, and this is one of the episodes I kind of like, actually. I think it's a good episode. I think there are a lot of I think it really plays into the feeling of the show, which is like a philosophical and political debate. But in the context of in the context of diplomacy, right? Like, instead of annihilating both of these parties, like what would happen in Discovery,
or just one of them,
Picard,
taking
yeah, right,
taking
exactly,
a completely
right,
arbitrary
right.
side, yeah.
Instead of annihilating one of these two for no reason, Picard actually gets a dialogue between them and tries to do peace with them, which I think is a great part of TNG. And it's one of the reasons I like it so much, is because the characters in it don't immediately start shooting at each other, and they actually like have. And so, like, I'm a role player, and I do a lot of role play on Twitch, where you can find me every day at twitch.tv/Nikatine. I do a lot of role play, and one of the things that they tell you in role play is, like, if you don't have to fire a gun, don't fire a gun, because it ends the role play. Like, the fun part of the role play is everything leading up to that, right? So as soon as you start shooting your guns, the role play's over, and it's just a video game at that point. But before that point, all the drama and like interesting stuff happens, and I feel that way about TNG. I feel like the reason I like TNG so much is because they do a lot of stuff before resorting to guns, and this is one of those episodes that showcases that really well.
Yeah, absolutely. Star Trek was never supposed to be an action show, and the fucking assholes, like, and specifically Alex Kurtzman, are like, Star Trek's an action show now. Now, granted, fucking Patrick Stewart and Jonathan Frakes share some guilt here. Jonathan Frakes is like, well, I guess Star Trek's action now. People like action. Picard's fucking swinging around like Indiana Jones, just like kicking the Borg in the face. I hate the TNG movies. Did we ever talk about how much I hate the fucking TNG movies? I hate the TNG movies.
I think you mentioned it, yeah.
And yeah, the whole thing is Star Trek's definitely at its best when it's being Star Trek and not trying to be like Battlestar Galactica, or, you know, whatever the fuck Alex Kurtzman is trying to turn it into, just this boring trash. And this is what Star Trek doing that. Like, do I like this episode? No. Would I take this episode over basically every single episode of Discovery and Picard season 1 and 2, and probably also Strange New Worlds? Yes, I would absolutely take this episode over all the fucking new Trek trash out there, 1,000 times over. Is this episode good in comparison to that? Yes. Is this episode good in comparison to the actual good episodes of season 3? In my opinion, no. I don't like it at all. But hey, you know, that's why we gave it a rating. But I guess we're closing out here. You can find Zotz nowhere. I guess I can't even find Zotz. You can find Nika. You can find me on a little program called Left Trek. It may not just be Left Trek pretty soon. May have a little video essay project coming out. I don't know if I'll link the two together, but if I do, you'll be the first to know, dear Left Trek audience that may or may not still exist after a month and a half with no content. Nika, where can they find you?
That's an excellent question, Eric. Let me explain to the good people out there at Left Trek that you can find me, Nikatine, at twitch.tv/Nikatine. That's Nikatine, where I stream just about every day. I do a lot of simulation games. I do a lot of role play and variety stuff. I also do a lot of pop culture and politics, and I'm writing a TTRPG called Istless. And the whole premise of the TTRPG is that it's 1,000 years ago, human beings tried to invade a land of intelligent, dangerous monsters, and they failed. And so it's been 1,000 years, and now human beings have to live in this world that's like not meant for humans. They're like thoroughly subjugated by these 3 different sentient species who are much bigger and more dangerous than we are. So it's a TTRPG about survival. It's really fun. You play a human. It's we call it biopunk because the technology level in it is really similar to it's similar to steampunk, but there's a lot of biological elements to it. There's like vitriols and chemicals and biomechanical prosthetics and stuff. But also it's punk because you play a human, which basically makes you an enemy of the state. So it's about as punk as it gets. And if you want to check it out, you can play it for free right now at fablescraps.com. That's Fablescraps. FABLE scraps.com.
You can even find me
download the quick link
for occasionally over at the Nikatine Twitch channel.
That's right.
Well, I'd like to do that more too. Listen, anytime you want to have me on, I'm totally down. but that's it for Left Trek at least. See you all next week. Perhaps we're covering one of my actual favorite episodes of this whole series. Yay! Ba 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 ba.